Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the webinar Online Travel Agencies Part 1. In the actual travel industry scenario where doing business has been reconfigured, some agencies have begun researching the online environment. Sabre, as your technology partner, can provide quality information about general aspects of online travel agencies, how to explore this world, and which are the options from a commercial standpoint. Now, Leandro is going to share some of the housekeeping details for today's meeting.
Thank you, Carolina. So now let's review the housekeeping details for this meeting. Firstly, the session will last 60 minutes. All lines have been muted to guarantee a correct development of the session to avoid background noise and that might affect the quality of sound and to make sure the presenter today is not distracted by that. Effective now, chat window is active. You can send your questions or comments through the chat and we will pass them to our guest speaker. Please make sure that when you do so, select the option All Panelists, and by doing that, any of us can see the questions, the moderators and the presenters, and we can answer it during the hour. This session is being recorded to be uploaded later in our YouTube channel and to share it with you later. Within the next 20 minutes, 24 hours, 48 hours, we will send you via email a supporting material set, including the presentation that will be delivered today, the recording, and the link to our customer satisfaction survey. Now let's talk a little bit about the agenda and the topics that we will cover today. We will talk about online travel agencies, a general overview, which are the requirements to enter the online travel agencies world, several web services, which are the functionalities and available configurations, and we will talk a little bit about the commercial model.
Thank you, Leandro. And as you know, Leandro Gentile and myself, Carolina Ricarte, will moderate today's sessions. We are responsible for the marketing campaign for Latin America and the Caribbean, and we are based in Montevideo, Uruguay. Our mission today will be, as usual, to monitor the chat session and pass the questions on to our speaker, as well as being attentive to your comments. In case any of the questions are not answered, we will try to do it in the supported material set we will send you within the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, I would like to welcome our guest speaker for today, Ian Molanphy. He is a manager for OTAs across the LAC region, across the Latin American and the Caribbean region. So welcome, Ian. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you very much for this invitation. I'm very glad to be part of this great team. And as you can see, that's a picture in the PowerPoint from when I was like very young. As a pandemic has been working on, uh, people change. And as people, the industry is changing also. And the idea today is to give you a way in order to move into an online world. Basically, the base of this conversation is because you have a travel agency today and you want to move X amount of your business into the online world as an online travel agency, OTA, better known, or literally some people in 2020 had to make big decisions and basically transform their travel agency from a normal brick and mortar travel agency into an OTA travel agency. They had the customers, they had the experience, and now they were moving into this new world. And this is very interesting because there is a question out there, which is, will travelers' behavior change? We have seen very good uh, booking capacities going up, passengers wanting to travel. A lot of people are traveling, depending where they can travel. There's a now we have place restriction by place, but people are traveling and they want to travel. But the question comes back: will travelers' behavior change? And this is a very interesting question from both point of view, from the point of view of an airline and from the point of view of a customer, a traveler, because airlines are waiting to see what this change will be in order to make some changes themselves. And at the same time, travelers have seen some changes in the way airlines treat them, and the industry is pushing their business around them. At this moment, everybody wants to receive passengers, but some passengers are still very skeptic. So their behavior has been changing in a way how they travel. My point to this question is we don't know yet, but things are changing and they're changing very, very fast. So that's kind of what you already know, guys. Change is a constant. But when do I apply this change in my business? That's kind of where I am at this moment. So if you're thinking about moving X amount of your business to the online world, or you're thinking about just becoming a full OTA travel agency, these are some tips that we have for you today. And these tips, I'll be pushing them forward through this conversation. And at the end of this conversation, I'll give you like 6 pointers on how to start. That's kind of my objective today. More than a huge seminar, it's just some ideas of how to put that business online. I've been working with Sabre since the 90s, so yeah, it's been a long time ago. In 1997, around that time, I was a product specialist, and they sent us to Dallas to check this new feature. Like, people will be buying tickets through their computer. I'm like, what? Yeah, people will be buying tickets through their computer. So that was something very amazing. And close to the year 2000, we see all this boom on the internet, and we see some new travel agencies coming up. One was called Travelocity, as you remember. And then, of course, Travelocity moved away from the Sabre business, and basically Sabre focused on the main core, which is technology for the travel industry. But what I'm trying to say is, like, it has passed 20 years, and we're still thinking of will travel agencies disappear? Was basically no, of course not. And we are great promoters of that because we're in the business with you guys. Are passengers buying different? Yes, definitely yes. Passengers are buying different. And we saw that huge event right now where a lot of people were in lockdown mode and they had to start buying different. Not only tickets, but they're everything. Clothes and the market and food. And not only that, people started buying more online, but actually more people started buying more online because there was maybe a group, a crowd that was not very keen to technology or didn't like to buy through do an online experience. But the world changed in 2020, and everybody started using their computer or their mobile in order to buy something. So the travel behavior have changed, but through that experience, a lot of companies focus their main reasoning of making the business easier for that traveler and creating that uh, connection with that traveler or with that customer. So, in order to live in this digital world, actually, a lot of business went closer and tried to understand better the customer. So, that has been very interesting because with all the data that is being produced, you can actually understand better your customer. And you have seen these big companies that are doing better retailing, like, Amazon or the same Netflix. They know exactly what you have been seeing, and they will pitch you views or new movies that are very close to your look. So this dynamism you're seeing on the retail front, we actually are seeing it on the industry, in the travel industry, where customers have all the information in their data on the web. So there's a lot of big data around it, and providers are picking that data in order to start doing better personalization of the business. So let me uh, land this idea or this concept. One of the things that we have been doing in Sabre, very interesting, is that we match up with one of the big players, Google. We have an agreement. We're working together with Google. They have a lot of artificial intelligence technology out there. They have been working with machine learning for years, but actually Google also picked us, Sabre, because we have been in this industry since the 60s. We understand our business. We are dedicated to this business, and knowledge and our knowledge is creating new ways of shopping and possibly in the future of booking. At this moment, let's just focus on the bookings. They are helping us, of course, with all the artificial intelligence. And let me give you a concrete example right here. Sometimes when I was traveling for business, let's say if I'm picking a flight on a Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm picking a flight on a returning flight at the same Monday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the idea is that the system will understand that this persona, this traveler persona, is a business traveler. So sending him a fare with extra baggage, extra allowance doesn't make sense at that moment. It actually makes more sense to send a fare that will give him flexibility or will give him an upgrade, something that is dedicated to that person, that persona, which is a business traveler. And that type of personalization is something that you will be seeing and experiencing more and more through our Sabre platforms because we are putting a lot of artificial intelligence and machine learning to work for you guys. So this is a great moment to be in the industry on the technology side, and we're gonna be seeing more of this type of personalization. Of course, guys, I'm not gonna go over all these words that we have at this moment, but it gave you some ideas of what we are seeing and how we're thinking on the business in order to answer that question. Will travelers' behavior change? And yes, we'll see more travelers more savvy buying online, but at the same time, there it's better for them to buy to a travel agency. They'll have more choices, and one of the ideas is to help you guys to move some of your business to online and how you will do it. So, going to the next slide, uh, there are four basic things that you have to consider when moving your business to an online environment, in order to become an OTA. First, you need an inventory. Okay. Inventory means where do I get my seat? Where do I get my beds? Where do I get my car? You have been in this business for a long time, so you exactly know where to get your inventory. You get it from us, from Sabre. But basically, there's the whole inventory that the GDS put out there. I'm going to, of course, refer to Sabre, where we go and we look for that information for you guys. Actually, it's a very complicated uh, algorithm behind it when you do like 27th of July from Trinidad and Tobago to Miami. Uh, the system goes out and looks for itineraries. What flights do we have available and at what time? At the same time, the system goes out and check if we have fares, and it checks in different systems. One, they go to a OAG in order to look for itineraries. Then we go, as Sabre, we go to ATPCO and see what fares are available for that itinerary. And then we go to the airlines travel airlines systems in order to check inventory. If there is a flight and there is a fare, is that flight and fare available for that day? So that three concepts, we gather them and we bring it back to you in order for you to have, an itinerary to sell. So this is a strong computing skills, a strong database that we have to hold, and fast velocity, speed in order to give you that once you press enter and that information comes back to you. Um, I can see that we have lost our PowerPoint, but it should be coming very fast. So I'll just give
Yes.
3 seconds to Leandro to pull it back.
Sorry for the inconvenience
No
there.
worries.
Keep in mind for our audience that you can send your questions or comments through the chat session, and please make sure to select all panelists. So Leandro and I will be able to read your questions and then pass them to Ian. Thank you.
Okay. So as Leandro deals there with PowerPoint and the Cisco WebEx system and everything, I'll move along with the whole inventory piece that I was talking on the first point. So one is the inventory that comes from the GDS, but also we as Sabre, we can give you inventory for cars and from hotels, but you have seen there is a lot of bed banks, big corporation moving a lot of inventory for hotels, and you can actually get that inventory also in order to bring it back to your web page. You can get inventories for other type of products like insurances, or you can get cruises or cars. So there's a lot of inventory that you have to decide what you want to bring. So that's one thing that you need to have in order to create an online travel agency inventory. Of course, the first piece is us, the GDS, especially Sabre, that has all these inventory ready for you guys to use. So that has been, you know, clear from long time ago and is available. As I said before, we have been in this business in the 60s. The second piece that you need in order to create your online travel agency are accreditations. If you are a BSP or you are ARC, that's an accreditation. Uh, you are entitled to issue a ticket in the name of those IATA travel agencies. Basically, there's around 250, 290 airlines, sorry, 250, 290 airlines that have an IATA accreditation or that are part of IATA, so you can issue a ticket on their behalf. However, sometimes you are not an IATA travel agency and you're working with a main consolidator, and that consolidator is giving you those accreditations for you in order to not only make a reservation, but also to finish the whole process and give your passenger a ticket. So you need those type of accreditations. You need an accreditation in order to have access to the GDS, to have Sabre. So basically you need a contract with us. You need accreditations to have access to that bed bank. So you need to, you know, make your contract, your commercial arrangement with that bed bank for hotels. So those are like the main two pieces. And then here I'm gonna make it stop because the other two pieces are very interesting to look at it in separately, even though you need them. Those are kind of the 4 points that you actually need. One is the marketing piece of it, and one is the technology piece of it. I'm gonna focus a lot of my remaining time around the technology. However, I need to talk to you about the marketing piece. If you are not familiar with the term digital marketing, please write it out and check it out. Actually, we have some of the videos that Leandro and Carolina were mentioning on the YouTube channels about, digital ecosystems. But if you haven't checked what is digital marketing exactly, go to the web and find and educate yourself around it. Digital marketing is completely different from traditional marketing. I am a marketeer. I love marketing, but when you go into this new world, you need to really understand digital marketing. It's completely different, and you have to make sure your teams understand it, you guys understand it, because it's going to make the whole difference. The name of the game is traffic. You need to bring traffic to your website. You have your own customers today, so they need to understand that you actually exist on your website so they can go to your website and, of course, make a reservation and look for their ticket. But you actually have to make some marketing in order to announce them that you actually exist on the site, on the internet. So that's there your first experience with digital marketing. Then the whole area around, search engine optimizers. When you look through searching web browser like Google, there are some optimizations being done in order for some of the companies to be on the first top 4 pages. So that's a lot about search engine optimization, some of the words that you need to learn in order to move to this world, and it's going to be around the whole digital marketing. You need to understand also what is your main objective of being on the web, because we have different type of OTAs. We have OTAs fully dedicated to sell cruises. We have OTAs fully dedicated to sell hotels. We have other OTAs selling everything. They sell flights, they sell cars, they sell hotels. So you have to have a plan, your digital marketing plan. You have to understand what is going to be your value proposition in order to create that value proposition, in order to create the technology around that value proposition. That's kind of my first big advice, having understanding digital marketing. I have seen. I've been a salesperson with Sabre for a long time, and when a lot of people started moving their business from online, they felt, okay, I have a web page and that's it. But they never put a lot of attention of creating the traffic. People going to your website is very important. If people don't reach your website, you will not be able to have sales. I'm here.
Hello,
Okay.
Ian. Yes, it was there was a little bit of a delay, at least on my end, but I think
Yes.
that now it's already fixed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I lost my video for a while. So I hope
No, it
let
was
me
just
just catch up.
2 or 3 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I was talking about the whole digital marketing piece. Make sure you understand social media. Make sure you understand search engine optimizer, SEOs. Make sure you understand email campaigns. You guys are very expert around it. And make sure you have a value proposition, an online value proposition, in order to move forward in moving your business to the web. And the fourth piece of the four main things that you have to consider in order to become an online travel agency is the technology piece. And this is, of course, our area as Sabre. And this is where we definitely can help you more. We are not marketing expert. We are expert on the industry, technology in the industry. There are three main components around the technology. One is the booking engine. And the booking engine will help you manage the flow of that customer that is entering your site. So I have a site called www.molanfi.com. That's the site. I get there and I'm presented with a screen that I can choose my flight. That little screen will be my booking engine. So I'm going to pick my destination from Trinidad and Tobago to Miami, the dates and how many adults, and that information will hit one of the inventories. Let's say it hits Sabre using APIs, right there, using API, a way for computers to communicate. We'll bring all that information that I told you and we'll paste it on your website. The www.molanfi.com will have all the information for your customer to pick up their flight and go through the whole process. That process is being managed by a booking engine. The good thing, guys, there's a lot of booking engines in the market. I mean, a lot of booking engines in the market. The bad thing, guys, is there's a lot of booking engines in the market. So you have to make sure that you understand what exactly you want out of your booking engine. In order to do that, of course, there are three recommendations to check around your booking engine. One, of course, they have APIs connected to Sabre, that they're using Sabre. That's, of course, a yes. Then you need a rules engine. That where it says motor de reglas, you need a rules engine. And that will help you definitely manage your commissions, manage your inventory, manage what do you want to display, manage everything. That's kind of the back office of the booking engine. So that's very basic, but some booking engines don't have it. So it's good to check out what the booking engine will be offering you, you know? So let's say the whole concept around dynamic packaging and packages. You already have some packages ready to sell. 3 days, 4 nights in Miami. That's a package. Tickets, hotel, car rental, just a package, and you sell it. That is information that could be completely static, but you are able to manage it through engine rules because maybe that package will expire X day. So you need to make sure it's out of your booking engine and it's out of your marketing campaigns. So that engine will help you, remove it. So you have up to date information for your customers. So that's a very good understanding about a booking engine. Then the other piece that I'm talking right there is the whole concept of dynamic packaging. Dynamic packaging has been very difficult to create. It has been a challenge in the industry. There are some OTAs that does them very, very well, but still something very interesting to attend. Let me explain. Let's say I'm looking for a hotel in Cancun. So I'm going to Cancun from August the 3rd until August 10th. Once I have chosen my hotel, I would like for the system to add the airpiece because I'm not really interested on the airpiece. I'm really interested in the hotel. So that whole concept of hotel and air is a package, but the system is doing all the logistics for you. It's not a setup package, it's a package that the system will build for you at the moment the customer is looking for it. So these are kind of the big pieces on the technology part. One, have your booking engine. Two, make sure you have a good engine rules. And three, very good when they have dynamic packaging. Dynamic packages is not a deal breaker, definitely is not. If I have a lot of package already done or I buy a lot of package to resell them, you actually won't need much a dynamic packaging piece. So this slide, the whole focus of the slide was to focus on what are the four main pieces of or that you need in order to move to your business, X amount of your business to an online world, or basically your entire business to an online world. Here is what I've learned in my few years working as a salesperson and changing businesses to online. There are three main tips that I will recommend. That's my Ian Molanfis recommendation of the day. One, make sure you have a different team for this business. And a different team can be created or can be literally exported. Let me explain myself. Not the guy that uses Instagram the most or the guy that is connected to Facebook 24 hours means that he has all the skills needed in order to manage a digital marketing campaign. Maybe that guy is really good in that aspect and he likes it. Maybe you should send him for a training for around digital marketing. But if you don't have that type of skills, make sure that you bring those skills to your team. Like I say, of course, always I will say go and help them train and be trained and get trained around these areas. Understand search engine optimization, understand how to use different social medias, understand how to run a great email campaign. I'm not talking about technology. I'm talking about making the most of your traffic know and understand how to use AdWords, how to use Google Analytics. All those things are on digital marketing. So if your team is not ready, make them ready before you make the move. You can make them ready by teaching them, or you can bring somebody from outside that has all the skills with them in order to manage this new business. The second tip is exactly that somebody to manage it. You know, a lot of the businesses, they'll take the sales manager or sometimes the same owner, and they're gonna be running this business. And I really don't think it could be the best way. Maybe you need a product manager that will help that new business start. That new business will have some technology around it. That new business will have a different marketing. That new business will have a different commitment from the team to the customer because we're going to be serving the customer in a different way. And apart from running everything that you need to run in a travel agency, you need to communicate between the customer's expectations and the company that is moving your booking engine and the way your services these new customers. So my second tip on this will be make sure you have a product manager, somebody that is managing this new business unit, not as a manager at this moment, but basically that manage this new product is very important. A lot of the fails that I've seen is because they went out and bought a booking engine. They are paying what $5,000 a month, but nobody's creating traffic. The packages that you see on the web are old. Nobody understands how to serve this customer. Nobody has had an experience to manage, WhatsApp in business. There's a lot of things that they don't do, and basically because they don't have eyes on the ball. And my last tip in this first 30 minutes is going to be create a target market. Like I told you, I have seen OTAs, and you guys have seen big OTAs just focusing on hotels, and that's it. And they still sell a lot of hotel all over the world, but their focus is hotel. I have seen travel agencies, OTAs, just focuses on air. The only thing they do is sell air. Others, the only thing they do is sell car. You have to understand your market. Maybe you're going to be just selling packages for senior citizens. Maybe you're going to be selling packages, for graduations. You have to understand your target market, bring different skills that understand digital marketing, and make sure somebody manage your rollout for this new business going online. So these are kind of my main three tips. At this stage, I just want to talk to you about the different technological scales that you can find in order to create your travel agency online, the technology piece of it. So in the next slide, you'll see that I have divided it from left to right, where we talk about a white label that is sometimes literally free, are customized by third parties that you have to invest some money on a monthly basis, or you can actually go out there and create your own product that you buy the XMLs and the APIs in order to create your own product. So these are levels of booking engines. Remember, we talk about inventories, we talk about accreditation, we talk about digital marketing, and we're talking about now technology and then breaking it down. On the technology piece, I can go out there and look for a white label product. There's not a lot of investment on the personalization. The only thing is sometimes big OTAs will literally give you a white label product that I can paste it and use it from my own website. So I have my www.molanfi.com website, and inside I have an engine, and that engine is in a white label that everybody will be the same look and feel, and it will just give me availabilities, and I'm going to be able to create a reservation. That reservation will go back into the Sabre system, where I'm going to be issuing a ticket at the end, manually. A travel agent will issue a ticket. So that's a very basic white label. Like I said, not a lot of personal investment. If you still don't know exactly where you want to go after you have checked your marketing plan, maybe this is a very first place to start. Then you have a customization, a third party. We on this presentation, we're going to be sharing with you some Sabre partners that actually do very good booking engines, and of course they do it with Sabre, so they are our partners. And maybe these guys will help you just not only create your landing page, because you have www.molanfi.com, and you're going to create other landing page so people go there for the traffic, but maybe you are going to be specializing in some specific markets. I'm just going to sell South America. So that booking engine will never show me a flight to Europe, because I'm very specialized. So you have certain level of customization that you're going to be working with your third party in that booking engine. Most of them will have a rules engine, and a lot of them will have some dynamic packaging around it. You're going to be able to manage that website as it was yours. Of course, you're going to be having some service from that booking engine provider, and you're going to be paying a monthly fee or an annual fee based on the contract that you guys decide to purchase with that provider. As I said, we'll have a link of those certified providers. Definitely go for a certified provider. We support them, we help them, we keep their APIs updated, so you have the best and newest Sabre technology with them, And then the other one, and this one has a $3 sign, the one in the middle has $2 sign, and this one has $0 to $1 sign. So, that's kind of the pricing scale. The other one is basically you guys decide, you have done your marketing plan, you know exactly what you want to do, and you want to build your own site, literally build your own site. So you have your website, www.molanfi.com, and inside you're going to create a booking engine. You're going to create a booking engine, so you're going to come to Sabre and you're going to buy the access to the APIs directly from us. Doing this will give you all the personalization because you're going to do it the way you want to do it, the workflows that you want. Sometimes you're on a OTA and you feel that before checking out, they shouldn't ask your name. Or sometimes you feel that you're inside an OTA, but before starting the whole buying process, they ask for a lot of names. So those are workflows. If you decide to build your own booking engine, you can create your own workflows because we have different APIs for every aspect of a reservation. We have APIs to look for flights. We have APIs to book for flight. We have APIs to create EMDs. We have an API to create reservation. You understand the drill? I hope so. It's basically every aspect of what we do inside the Sabre system. We have APIs, and you go out and buy this development kit that we sell. We have prices between $3,000 and $5,000. That's kind of the pricing that you're going to be seeing around these products. The main $3,000, give and take. Okay. You have implementation fees also. In that aspect, I have a lot of knowledge. I can work with just reading the guidance that we have, and I don't need support. So every time you need support and you call us, we'll charge you for support. In the other pricing, the bundle pricing, will give you the manuals and will give you a full support while you're building your workflow. So even though you call us or you send us email, everything has been on the first on the package included. So if you have some experience, but you are gonna be buying the Sabre Web Service for the first time, my recommendation is buy the full package, and then after using it for 1 or 2 years, then you can, renew your contract for the lower package because now you have the experience and you could just need the access of the Sabre API. That's basically what you're acquiring. So that will be at a high level, the different type of scales that we have in order to have a booking engine. So we have inventories coming from Sabre. We have accreditation because we are a YATA or working as a consolidator. We have learned about digital marketing, which is search engine optimization, social media, and now we need a booking engine. And these are the kind of three scales of booking engines that you should be looking forward. From now on, in the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna try to focus the next 7 minutes from my side on how the call to action. What should I be doing? You have heard me a lot. Get familiar with digital marketing. A lot of people say I have $5,000 a year to invest on the APIs. They go out and buy from us on the APIs. They create the workflow because they are techies, they have developers, their kid graduated from technology information system and they know how to, develop and they know how to code. It's going to be very easy. Literally, it's going to be very easy. A lot of these kids in the university, they are doing small booking engines because it's fun, and you have the access all over the places. They put out the booking engine inside the website and no traffic. Nothing happens. Nobody's buying. They're not selling more tickets because they haven't done their big piece of the work, which is understand how digital marketing works, understand how people are buying, understand why people go to your page or why people leave your page. It's not about the look and feel of the page. It's about putting the traffic inside that page. Once people are inside, they'll have a user experience. And with that user experience, you'll understand which will be the best flow of the different products that I'm trying to sell. So you have to put a lot of time and effort in understanding digital marketing. That would be my first biggest recommendation. Go out there, check out YouTube video, 15 minutes about digital marketing. There's a lot of online courses. I will highly recommend it. Define a non-value proposition. I'm gonna move all my hotel business to the web. I'm gonna move all my domestic flights to the web. I'm gonna focus all my traffic to the United States to the web. You have to define your online value proposition. I'm gonna do everything. Still valid, hard, but still valid. As I said, we have OTAs that only sell hotels. We have OTAs just focusing on cruises, and we have other OTAs that sells everything, air, car, hotel, packages, insurance, whatever. Based on what they're selling, you'll see the size of those OTL and that amount of money and people they have. So just make sure you have an online value proposition of where you want to go. Create a digital team, guys. It's easier to outsource the technological part. I can have a developer on the side that will help me, a consultant that will help me developing. I can get that consultation from those partners that sell booking engine. The technical part is not difficult because we have a lot of partners doing the booking engines. And you guys have us that will be supporting always the booking engine. But creating the digital team, creating somebody that understand how to move traffic is very important. So if your team is not ready, certify them, train them. If not, look for an outsider and bring it to the team. Define a digital work plan and assess which will be the best scale. That's kind of okay. This is my online value proposition, and based on that, I will need a booking engine partner, one in the middle, or I'll decide if I go and buy from Sabre, the Sabre Web Services, and start from zero. I'm gonna spend X amount of time creating my own page. That's kind of the decision after you have created your own value proposition. Or I'm gonna start with my white label. I can sell a lot with my white label, but you have to make sure once you have your value proposition you go out there and decide which scale will be the best fit for you. Last but not least, and I feel very strong about this one, keep a different budget for this business. Digital marketing expenditure is completely different. Like I was telling, you have to understand the whole concept of pay by click. You have seen all these ads that go out there when you're in your Facebook page, and sometimes you have companies that have a limited budget and they say, I'm going to be investing, this month $500 in marketing. And I'm going to place this specific marketing in Facebook. And I'm going to place this specific message between hours 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the afternoon and only for those women. So once that woman at that time clicks in that ad, pay by click, that amount of money of marketing campaign is going to be deducted. So you're going to be able to manage your marketing budget. My message here is not to teach you about that type of marketing. My message here is in order to do this good, make sure you have a different budget so you can literally manage it from your normal business. Maybe this team will have is going to be smaller. They're going to be selling less, but the margins that they sell are bigger because of course they are not occupying a lot of space and the marketing is different. So that will give you a great idea if you literally are going to be making money or not, if you are going to be able to separate the budget. I have seen travel agencies, they move to the online world and they just package it all together and they don't know if they're making money or not because they could probably be seeing less reservations or the packages that they're selling are less, but the cost is completely different that will increase your margin. These are my call to actions for you guys. That's kind of what I wanted to share with you today. It has been almost 45 minutes of me talking, so give it up to you guys for you guys can start talking.
So thank you very much. And there are some questions that we have that our customers have shared with us. So give me only 1 minute and I will proceed with the first one. And Sarah was asking us regarding the dynamic packaging. In the OTA, where you are offering personalized service to meet customer needs, if this engine is going to create its own offer, how you then meet customer needs?
Sarah, that's a very interesting question that you're putting me to think about it because of course I mix up a lot of concepts, but in a way, if I think about your question, they're going to be happening. Personalization and dynamic packaging. Let me separate that. Dynamic packaging is a technology that some of booking engines will have, and that they can bring other products to your main product that you're buying. My example was I'm gonna go to Cancun and I'm looking for the hotel. Once I finish that, the system will bring the best possible airline piece around it, the in and out of the airline, the arrival and the departure days of the airline, and create for you a package. That's very on the technological side, and we see it more and more and more because we are going to be able to personalize a lot of those offering based on the customer. So you can see it, we're mixing three things that actually are going to be happening. Like I told you, if I'm a passenger and I book like two adults and three kids for a whole week, the system will be bringing me a fare from the airline side, a fare that is more for a tourist. We don't care if we depart at 5 o'clock in the morning. Not every parent's going to be waking up the kids, but we know departing at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday is going to be a cheaper fare, and returning back on January 1st at noon is going to be a cheapest fare. So the system will understand that these guys are a family, and most probably they're going to be looking for a cheap fares, and I can actually package something around it because they're a family. I'll package extra ancillaries like better seats or more baggage capacity. So the system are learning around this, and once you see that information going back to you and in your system on your Sabre system, it's going to be a lot of personalization going on. We're going to see new concept. We have seen the new branded first. You have seen all these family first and branded first. They are there. The idea is now when somebody's requesting them, the system understand, this is a persona, I should give this branded first for them. It doesn't make sense to give them extra room or a fare that will help in an upgrade when I understand literally that this group is a family going on vacation. So you're gonna see a lot of that mix going on because of machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Thank you, Ian. And Catherine wants to know what about online payment and payment processors with a specific reference to agency service fees. Can you comment on that?
Catherine, that's a good one, and that's sometimes that we like you saw my whole presentation, and thanks for being here. We never commented on it as a Sabre because I'm looking to the whole process of the booking engine to the flow when I start the reservation and I finish and issue a ticket. That's a full flow, okay? And the booking engine is processing everything. Then you can attach this to new companies that have payment processes, online payment processes. Pay you is a big one in the Latin American market, but there are others there that will, pick that reservation. You'll send that API, do the whole processing transaction, add the service fees, make sure that credit card is valid. Uh, and then once that process has been finished, I'm talking about completely seamlessly and automatically, uh, it will tell the system, the booking engine, this ticket is okay to issue. And the system, if you have it fully automated, will issue the ticket at that same time. In other cases, when some of my business went online, the booking engine will do the entire process and put the reservation on a queue when a human will open the queue and issue the ticket with their normal process, whatever process they're using at the travel agency. And once that ticket is issued, they'll push it back to that reservation, which you're going to be able to retrieve it through that web page. So, of course, full automation, another company doing the online payment process as you do in any other type of business. When you buy food, you put your credit card, and the system one will send a message to a restaurant to prepare your food, and then the system will also send that to a bank in order to process your credit card payment, mix them up and said, okay, you can sell that food. Kind of the same concept. So, Catherine, I know it's not the answer sometimes. I feel it, but that's how it works.
Thank you very much. And the next one is a question from Colin, and he is wondering if there is any example you can provide of websites that are already using Sabre technology. So maybe you can think of any example that we can share with customers.
Oh, we have, you know, we have one very big in Latin America is despegar.com. It's a full online travel agency. We have in Mexico one called Price Travel, pricetravel.com. Um, you'll see their different value propositions are very interesting. Both use Sabre technology. I'm literally mentioning them because they are actually my customers. So It's very interesting to work with them because even though they use the same web services, their business strategies, their value proposition, their workflows, and everything is completely different. So at the end of the day, the APIs behind it are Sabre. So it gives you a whole idea of what you can do. You see others like Ship Tickets in the United States, which is owned by Fairportal, and well, there's big ones like Hopper. These are big names that I'm throwing out there that they're using Sabre technologies, same Sabre web services, but it's the way they use it, process it, and logistics and algorithm and knowledge and intelligence that their teams are putting into place in order to make the best out of their APIs.
Thank you. And I've shared in the chat session despegar.com because we know that that is one of the biggest customers across the region. So you can go and check, as Ian was saying, which is the best use of technology, of our technology that they are using. I think that Leandro has some questions on his end.
Yes, thank you very much, Carolina. Actually, I have a question also from Colin. It's regarding what does Sabre offer to create their own online booking tool?
Collins, that's a good one because we don't offer a booking engine. That's very straightforward answer. We don't. We offer just the APIs, but just the APIs is a lot. We have a whole team dedicated for the APIs. So if you have your developer and you guys are going to be doing your coding, you can literally access our API, our Sabre web services, and start developing and coding around those APIs. Those are the same APIs that a booking engine third-party provider will pick up and do their coding. Those are the same API that all these customers that I was mentioning are going to be using. So as Sabre, we don't give you a booking engine like a plug and play booking engine. We don't. We work with different partners because there are different strategies and there are different business model. All these partners are all over the world. You can choose from Latin American partners, or you can actually go, to a partner in Europe, and they can create the booking engine for you here in for Latin America. Those kind of things that we do. We make sure that those partners have the best our usage of APIs, and we support them and help them in order to take advantage of everything that we're putting out there. Putting out there means new APIs, but as Sabre, we don't give you a booking engine. We just give you APIs. You go and do a contract with us in order to have access to that Sabre web services. Not the
Perfect.
best answer, but that's the answer.
Thank you very much, Ian. Actually, in order to add to your comments, I am sharing right now one of the last slides where we show the references, the Sabre Development Partner Network. Then we have the Sabre Authorized Developer Directory. So where you can find all the third-party developers that Ian was just mentioning. And also we are sharing the Sabre Dev Studio where you will see all the solutions and the APIs created, well, that you can use in order to generate this this website, this online offer for your agency.
Yeah. Let me add to that, Lando. Sometimes, let's say, like when I'm talking to developers, new developers, this is the first page that I send them. Go to and check Sabre Dev Studio, developer.sabre.com. They love it. They literally like the way we have structured, the way we have indexed it. It's very easy for them to use, and they can actually sometimes literally copy and paste workflows that they can add to their page. So that means time to market, speed, and programming. That's something that they literally love. I have Flow for air flights for shopping air. I pick it up from there, copy and paste, and add it to my booking engine that I'm doing as a developer. So we have been working very close to developers, and they really appreciate that developer.sabre.com page. Very technical, but everything that you need in the development world is there.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ian. I have a question from Sarah that asks about what is the accreditation needed in regards of the new contract with Sabre. If they want to go or expand their business as an OTA, do they need to get new contracts with Sabre?
Mm, That's a good one. That's a good one. If you literally want to build it from zero using our Sabre Web Services, yes, you purchase that product, and that product has its own contract. That specifically, yes, you have to have a new contract for the Sabre Web Services. However, if you want to use a white label out there in the market, or you want to contact one of our Sabre developer partners, or you make the contract with them, and they already have contract with us. So in that aspect, you won't be needing a new contract. You'll be needing an agreement that these guys can, use your PCCs in order to push information to you. Those type of agreement is more a commercial agreement that you're letting these guys push information back to you for your PCCs in order for you to manage that information, because they're gonna be picking up that uh, the inventory from your Sabre contract. Okay, so I will separate those uh, two questions. You need a new contract for Sabre Web Services. If you go to a booking engine provider, you'll be creating a contract with those guys.
Perfect. And yeah, in regards to the support that they will get, what type of support can they expect from Sabre if they start working with well with APIs and start expanding their business as an OTA?
Okay. Um, if you buy the Sabre Web Services product, um, you have certain level of support when you buy the full complete package. Definitely my recommendation if you're a starter. If you buy the other package, you'll have support, but we'll charge you for every time you request support. Uh, as you use it, we'll charge you. So that type of support is available. Is available for developers. I'll give you an example. A developer, a company, a travel agency that has bought the full package, the developer is creating a workflow, and they wanna, as part of that workflow, when they're closing the reservation, they would like to offer baggage as ancillaries. And he doesn't understand exactly how he's gonna be adding that workflow. He'll go to our help desk. The guys there will help them and literally sometimes give them this workflow. Actually, is very good. You can use it, and they'll bring that workflow to their development, to their coding, and create the workflow completely. So that's one of the supports that we do, basically on the APA side. We have the other levels of support, which are the normal Sabre help desk. Is going to be interaction and working. In regards, if you go with a booking engine, the third-party developers, the booking engine, they are the owners of that support. Like I said before, we help them. They have actually dedicated account executives inside Sabre that will also help them in order to see what is the help they need. So yes, you are covered. Literally, you are covered.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ian. And actually, we are almost on time, but we have one more question.
Okay.
It is regarding NDC. How does NDC integrate to the OTA's business?
Yeah. And this is a very, very hot topic. We hear a lot. Before I answer the question, Sabre, we have our own NDC campaign called Beyond NDC. We have been investing time, money. We have already deployed airlines with NDC. A great example is Singapore Airlines. They are doing very well connected to NDC with Sabre. One of the things that you have to understand, airlines decide if they want to, move to an NDC environment. And once they decide to move into an NDC environment, they literally have to queue up with us, with Sabre, in order to hook them up, in order to spread their product with an NDC technology. Just remember, NDC is technology, is using XML protocol, is is not a commercial model, is a new distribution form using old technology, is XML. and you get a certification in order to move that information. I know I'm running away from the question because for me the answer is very easy. Our APIs are ready, NDC ready. We have different API for NDC. So if an airline comes in and says, you know, Sabre, I'm going to be using XML NDC in order to communicate with you, perfect. You can use these APIs. We have all the APIs ready, and based on what the airlines are requesting, new forms of NDC. That would be another invitation, an NDC seminar. We are ready, fully ready. APIs are ready, so don't worry about that.
Perfect, Ian. Thank you very much for your response, and thank you for your time in delivering this very informative presentation. And for all our participants, we thank you for your time and participation today in our webinar, Online Travel Agencies, Part 1. We hope the information shared has been useful and added value to your business. Please let us remind you that within the next 24 hours, we will send you supporting material via email. We will include this PowerPoint presentation and the recording of the session that will also be loaded in our YouTube channel. So you can revisit or share it with your colleagues that could not make it to the event.
Thank you very much, Leandro. And the last very important message we have today is for you to stay tuned, since there will be a second part to this session. We are still working on further details about dates and agenda. So once this is defined, you will receive the invitation so you can save the date. So it's just keep in mind everything that we have discussed today, revisit the YouTube recording, and prepare your questions for the next one. We will send you also the link to the customer satisfaction survey for this meeting. In fact, I shared it through the chat window some minutes ago. And as you always know, it is very important for us that you complete it and provide your candid feedback about this initiative, and let us know which topics you would like to see tackled in the future. So rest assured that we will make all of our efforts to bring these topics of your interest in future agendas. Thank you once again for your time, your preference, your loyalty, and it will be until the next meeting. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.